It's gonna take a long time for you to get to the end of this road. It's gonna take you everything you hold dear, my dear. They're telling you who they are all the time, walking advertisement. Won't you take me worn out places, so many faces I won't forget.
Hey folks, welcome to blog number 9. Vlog, sorry, I said blog. Vlog. Sorry about the flies. Got the door open. So I'm still at my friend's place. This video, I was saying as I'm doing these vlogs, some of them will be short, and I feel like a lot of the topic of this video isn't for maybe a lot of people. I wanted to talk about the whole subject of God building us, and some of my really old videos, and I did talk very much on this topic, so maybe some of you guys have been following me from the beginning will know what I'm talking about, maybe. And so one thing I want to say is with this whole thing, one thing I want to say with this whole thing is I really am not the same person I was, let's say, even 3 years ago, like even a year ago. And it's definitely not on part because of something great I've done or anything. No, it's because I really have trusted God to with my life, and there's some crazy things I can say on that, but I'll get off topic because this is such a broad topic for me. But part of that topic I wanted to say is I'm at the stage where God's using a lot of what He's built. But the thing I wanted to say is before God starts building someone, is He knocks all the old stuff down. And that's what happened to me when I was in Mount Gambier. I nearly lost everything. Like all of us, there's definitely things that I was stupid, ignorant, misinformed. The old versions of ourselves that God wants to take us from, just to name some of the things, being led by emotions, unbelief, and that repetitive with that repetitive going back to things that don't work, but that's all we know. And he wants to take us out of that, and that's a very small part of the whole subject. And then there's a point where, and it's happened to me, it's not that it stops completely, this process, but there'll be, with what happened to me, is God came to a point, it's phenomenal. I don't know how much in some of my old videos I talked about it, where God said to me, before he actually confirmed it, he said to me, and I knew it was clear as day, he said, I'm going to use what I've built now. And that's what a lot of these vlogs and traveling and so much I don't share on here has been about. Because I think sometimes people can be under the notion, one, I share too much, but I'm actually really careful about what I share, especially the new me. And two, I share very little of, because I just wouldn't have the time. I wouldn't, and it's not permitted. So much is not permitted for me just to blurt out and share. So, believe it or not, this new me is careful. Sure, I stuff up. I'm not perfect. It's not the point. Just in a sense, that can also be applied in a general sense about me. But God, not only will he break down the old structure, because he's not going to build the old structure, and I've talked about this, I talked about a vision, all of it in old videos, and I'm not going to go back to that at the moment. But he's not going to rebuild the new structure just with what was there and decrepit and not working, and just kind of piece on, his bits. Even though, while we might have been in a certain stage of our lives, whatever that could mean, that's what was kind of happening. And it really was for me, God's grace. So he'll knock down that structure, and that's always painful. And because if he's doing the building, he knows you'll make it out. He knows where you're going. He knows where you end up. And so, yeah, it got to a point with me. Sorry, guys, for a lot of you, this is going to be like, what is he talking about? I get it. Totally get it. And maybe this vlog is one that a lot of people just go, oh, this guy's wacko. I don't know. But bear with me. And so knocked it all down, rebuilding stuff, and I knew very clearly it was one of the clearest things for me, because it was God doing the work, that he was rebuilding me. And so that came that time where he's using what he built. It doesn't mean that God doesn't still test us to make things approved. It doesn't mean that we won't face any more challenges. No. There'll be different levels of things. I'm already reaching certain things that I was like, wow, I never thought I'd be doing this, and having this challenge now, But the big point of all this that I wanted to say, that I see a lot of people fall into ignorant with their ignorance fall into traps is when God builds something, 100%, I'm not even saying maybe a little bit, 100% God will test it. Because until it's tested, it's not fit for use. It's not approved. Because without going into detail, the ones that enforce things spiritually will need the test and tag, so to speak. They will need that certificate of approval. So it's not like God builds something and then goes, well, I won't test it because it's good. No, it will get tested. And so if God's building you, you'll get these times where, and I'm shocked how much sometimes I've grown in wisdom with these specific topics. It's like, okay, this has come a pass. This is something God's been building, clearly talking to me about. There's no confusion with God. Confusion's of the devil, by the way, guys. Just so you know. So there's certain indicators that can really tell you that you might just be getting built by the devil. I'm trying to be blunt, but gentle. I wonder how that's going. And so coming back to, God will absolutely test what he's built. And it's very easy, even though you really felt God was doing something, just to in a moment slip back into emotion, into just doing what you know, because I just feel worked up, I feel emotional, and and you start to resent, you start to resend the memories, all the stuff starts coming up. And I'm blessed. I'm blessed because not only do I have a lot of good friends, I've got friends right now, guys, that blow my mind. Literally, like I can't believe how much they love me. And I love them very much. And lots of them. And by the way, guys, friends are what will really speak of your character. Friends are what will really are the solid evidences of who you really are. And let that sink in. Who are you surrounded with? Because part of the building process I'm talking about, 100% in a big way, will be people around you. It goes a lot deeper than that, but people around you will make or break you. That's why some of the great, and they really are the great men that I know, they do not play around with people that are full of crap. They don't play around. In fact, I wouldn't say I'm too close to some of the ones I'm bringing up now, but some of them I know, some of them I know about. But I know some men that are, wow, with what they're doing. Let's say that. And one thing, we all do it, but particularly me, I observe things. Spiritual things I observe because I can see them and I can understand them. All stuff God's built. And one thing I've observed, I've been like, man, these men they do this, they get this done, and they're blessed. And they do things in a way that I would never do things. And there's a lot that can be said about certain men that I know about or even know. And one of the biggest reasons why I'm trying to be careful with what I say. One of the biggest reasons they have such success is Because one of the most wickedest things to God is unbelief. Unbelief, you cannot, it's literally, God will leave you. He will leave you. He will leave you in your unbelief. And you'll be given over to the jailers, to the tormentors. And it's a scary thing. And so a lot of the building I'm talking about that happened and happening with me was to address my lack of faith, my unbelief. And that's for all of us. That's all of us. It's definitely one of those things that would just make God go, okay, I need to leave you in this place to let all that happen to you, because I can't do anything with you until you grow a spine. And so I thought I'd go on that topic, because again, there's things that you come by, and even though it's tough, just wait for that truck to go past. Even though, man, look at me, whoo, swatting flies. Even though, yes, it's can be really heavy dealing with some of that stuff. And just some, with the topic I'm talking about, some things you just need to stick to the bigger picture and not, again, going back to emotions and our old self, because that can happen very quickly. And then it's like that situation needs to, and it might be way down the track that it comes up again, because until you progress to the other place that God has for you with what He's building, you need to pass the tests. And that's a big reason I'm bringing it up. And so far in specific things that I won't go into, I'm absolutely, I'm like, no, I'm not going to go back to the old self. I'm like, I know what God's built. I know what He's done. And it's painful. It's lonely. And yeah, and there is certain people that I want to see this vid, and hopefully that will, I think they'll understand what I'm trying to say or saying. And I know that's, I feel like it can be such a heavy topic, and even a topic that a lot of people don't understand, but the stuff I was explaining then, it is heavy stuff. It is it's really not for children in that regards. And but on that note, with friends and stuff, guys, like, I'm getting so much encouragement from you guys, and so many people watching the videos. I'm blown away. And one of the things that, probably the main motivator for these vlogs is, but I trim my beard too, because it's I realize my head's so big already that when my beard gets long, it just makes my head look even bigger. Pretty funny. I really don't care that much. Clearly, I think, let's be honest, guys, someone that wears Crocs daily, they probably don't care too much. But seriously, guys, I really do love all you guys, and I do. My responses, for some reason, it's been like this from day one. But I'll go to type a bigger message. So my messages, if I am able to send them, it says error occurred. If I am able to send a message, usually it's really basic when you comment on the YouTube vids, guys. So please don't think it's me just brushing you off and not caring about what some people say. It's just, it for some reason, it's not updates or anything. It just says error occurred when I try to type certain things. I don't understand it, but because some of the messages I try to be funny and all that, and then it's like I just give a response. Thanks, bro. That's usually the response I get to a lot of bros is like, thanks, bro. Because that's the only one that I can send. But yeah, I'm getting really cool stuff. I'm talking to a lot of people daily, good friends and whatnot, where it's like, hey man, one of the things I keep hearing, and I love it, guys, thank you so much, because that's what I'm about. It's like, yeah, I really feel like you take me to that place that I don't get opportunity to get out there and do this stuff and all that. That's my biggest point. That's my biggest reason. So, wow, like I feel like I haven't been excited about the YouTube channel like this for a long time. So, and at this point, I want to keep trying to do these daily vlogs, and knowing me, I'm going to explain it in great detail of if I do stop it as a daily thing. But it is momentum with me, and I'll be the first to put my hand up to often, like today, just nothing bad happened, but it was just kind of that solemn feeling, and a friend suggested, perhaps do talk about the topic, and that's what I'm doing. It's like, and yeah, absolutely, it's me trying to connect as well with the situation, and going, probably the biggest thing I'm saying right now maybe is, hey, I'm not the same Borry you knew, and so many of my friends, I do believe, get that. And I don't think people are bad for thinking, oh yeah, this person's like this, or interacting with me in a certain way. But it can come as a shock to people. It's like, nah man, like I'm not going to play that game. And the old me, certain people, not a lot of people maybe, could disrespect me, and I'll keep fighting. I'll keep trying to relate. I'll keep trying to explain. I'll keep trying to fix things. But the new me, it goes, no, I remember when you disrespect me, when you said this and that, and then you just brush over it and then switch to another gear, or just switch to another emotional road. And no, I'm not going to tolerate it. And again, I've said it in videos, I watch a lot of podcasts. I watch a lot of things that educate me. And trust me, I see a lot of patterns. There's a lot of topics I feel 100% out of my depth to even touch on. Things that I strongly believe, and that I don't even go to, because I don't. Again, it's coming back to what I said at the start of this vid. I am very intentional. So maybe people, again, you can think, people from my past can think, oh, he just kind of goes with what he feels and all that. And I actually always was quite intentional, but now I'm very, I don't mix my words. And it's something I've learned about myself, probably only really recently really realized how much I'm a smart dude. Probably more creative than smart. I'm not trying to say I have a high IQ or something, but I'm smart. And I've got a good sense of things. And I don't care if this sounds like false humility, but it is 100% what God's done. Because the natural me, again, I've said it in old videos, the natural me is hopeless. I have these conversations a lot with certain close friends, but if you heard me in my prayer life, you'd be like, man, this guy's bonkers. Yeah, so I am very intentional, and I do mean it. You guys, to make another point, hopefully getting away to lighter things, because this is probably, don't want to just, you know, lay on certain things like, what are you talking about? But guys, please share the vids, please. It means a lot to me, and I do appeal to you. I did it in yesterday's video, I was saying it, and the first time I actually processed that in my head, I was really formal about it, and I was like, yeah, you know, this and that, and challenge, and all this, but no, I'm just really asking, like, you know, maybe if some of yous are kind of watching, and this is a thing, and you're kind of like, oh, when's he gonna drop? And that's fine. I don't care. But you know, maybe your thinking can change. You go, hang on a second. Nah, like, you know, there's not a lot of people vouching for people. You know, and I guess it's kind of me asking. It's not asking, but it's me kind of putting people on the spot and going, hey, there's nothing wrong with you going, hey, this guy's a good bloke. Maybe I don't even like his content. I always say that. But I'm going to share his post on my Facebook, you know. I'm going to share this to a friend. I'm going to talk about his channel. I'm sticking to my guns. And like with the Tick, I don't want to say the whole name because of algorithms. But I've been doing a little bit of stuff, or maybe a lot of stuff on the Tick. But I'm sticking to my guns because I think YouTube, I had this conversation a lot. I don't know how much I've said this on camera, but I want to create an atmosphere, my own atmosphere, like this. That's why you hear the harmonica and the kind of like raw singing stuff, because, by the way, I don't know at this point because I haven't edited it, so forgive me if this is not how it pans out. But the song at the start of this vlog was done in one hit. It was written and done in one hit. So it's a recording. It's been touched up in the recording a little bit. But so as you hear it, keep in mind that's literally like one of my mates that was with a recording studio and all that was a part of it all, and this and that. He said it's like building a house from the roof down for him, because of how I do things. And so keep that in mind. So hopefully I do end up putting that song on, which is, I think it's called State of Stasis. Yeah, State of Stasis. State of Stasis. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Again, I'm not trying to go all bipolar on yous and switch it up and I'm really just going to talk about stuff that probably a lot of yous maybe don't understand, and some of yous get. And this isn't, it's definitely not the type of video where if you started watching me you're like, what? Probably. And it's definitely not lighthearted, I feel. And so I'm going to lay low today at my friend's place. I'm trying to find a charger for a really good torch Gundy had given me a long time ago, and it's an amazing torch because if I can charge up this torch and find the charger, I can do some night filming. So pretty exciting, eh guys? I want to do some more camera dunking in the waters and all that. So thanks guys for watching. Thank you for the support. I do notice yous all. I really do. Please like. Please like. Hopefully I actually edit it in there. Don't watch the whole vid when I'm editing. It's usually after, but please like and subscribe. It's right there. Okay guys, it's right there. I'm pointing at it. And it means a lot. And share. It's right there. Sunny and share. But yeah, share please. Please. As I've explained. But Big Borry out. I think I've covered all the bases. So thanks for watching guys.